Hey YouTube, we're back again, this time with my predictions for the Season 10 meta. The heroes are going to be strong in Season 10. We already saw the patch notes, we went over the patch notes, we saw some changes here and there. And it's time to predict, as we did in the previous season, to see what heroes are going to be strong, what heroes are going to be weak, what's my opinion on the heroes that are going to be working in ranked and in most cases. We're gonna go over tanks first, then DPSs, then support. There are new drops available. What you have to do is watch for 2 hours and claim the reward Crushing Blow Epic Intro for ROADHOG. Watch for 5 hours and claim the reward On the Shoulder Rare Pose for ROADHOG. Final reward, watch for 9 hours and claim the reward Cyclops Legendary ROADHOG skin. This is an absolutely incredible skin. You gotta watch for 9 hours. Make sure to have your Twitch account connected to your Battle.net account while watching on Twitch at twitch.tv/ml7support. And good luck with getting your drops. The categories are broken heroes that will be very good. So if you have these heroes in your team, I think that your chances of winning are literally increasing by a lot. Potential heroes are heroes that might surprise us, as in heroes that can be broken, but can be average as well, you know. But I think that if you play with them a little bit more, we can maybe come up with some strategies, and actually they might become broken heroes in the future if we know exactly how we should be approaching the team fights with them. Average heroes are heroes that should be okay, not too strong / too weak. Again, this is just based on my experience in ranked, in Grandmaster. What happens in the games that I'm playing might not happen in other games, maybe even the same rating and stuff like that. We're gonna see some picks over here that I think that can work, but you need your team to help you out. And they might be stronger or weaker than we expect. Heroes that need help are heroes that need buffs to work, you know, so I hope that they're gonna buff them in the future. And finally, we also have a wildcard category for heroes that I'm not quite too sure to expect. Like in Season 9, did not know exactly what to expect with PHARAH, for example, you know, and did not know where to put her. So without further ado, let's get it started. Diving into tanks first. ORISA. Clearly broken. Broken heroes that will be very good. I think ORISA will still be the best tank in Season 10. We saw that she's not getting any buffs or any nerfs. ORISA is just incredible overall. She has a lot of HP, a lot of damage. Right now, the meta is, in my opinion, just bait cooldowns. Try to be as tanky as you possibly can be, and then eventually take space together. ORISA's cooldowns are pretty short, and the fact that you can rotate the cooldowns, that you have the spin, which I call the helicopter, and the fortify as well. The ultimate, you get fortify too. I've been seeing so many ORISAs in top 500 use fortify just to use the ultimate just to stay alive. Honestly, the ORISA gameplay in the last couple of months has increased so much, and I do expect ORISA to still be probably the strongest tank in Season 10. It's just incredible. So yeah, as a small tip, if you're low HP and you don't have your helicopter or your spin or your fortify, use your ultimate just to get fortify. It's, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, moving on. MAUGA. Okay, hear me out. MAUGA got nerfed a little bit. I think that you can still cook some team comps with MAUGA. I think that MAUGA is still fine. ORISA is just better overall, it's safer. You can still cook up some strategies with MAUGA. It's just that you have to play alongside him pretty, you gotta help him out a lot. You can't just completely ignore him. I feel like with ORISA, you can kind of leave ORISA do her own stuff, you know, but with MAUGA, you gotta play next to him most of the times. And I do recommend playing MAUGA with heroes that can help him actually get in range to the enemies when you see those opportunities, for example with LUCIO or with SYMMETRA teleporter and stuff like that. MAUGA is still a lot of pressure. I still think he's good. I still think he's pretty good. Okay, ZARYA. This is strictly for ranked. I'm putting ZARYA over here. I think that depending on the ZARYA player and depending on how the game goes, ZARYA has potential. But an organized team play, or if you want to shut down a ZARYA, you can do that. Why I'm putting ZARYA here and not in the category where she needs help and stuff is because ZARYA is pretty good against ORISA. If you're playing against an ORISA or a MAUGA that just does damage non-stop and doesn't think that much about who they're shooting and when they're shooting, you're gonna have a fully charged Zarya just zapping to everybody. If they focus down the Zarya, even though she has 2 bubbles though, she will probably die. But honestly, I would not underrate Zarya if your team is struggling. Like if you see ORISA and you don't want to play ORISA, maybe just go Zarya, get some charge, and then just start to zap everybody and put your entire team on your back. Okay, moving on, D.Va. D.Va. This is pretty tricky. This is pretty tricky with D.Va. I will put D.Va in potential heroes that might surprise us. I think D.Va can still work on some maps. Not the best pick. I think D.Va's fine. I don't think she needs buffs. I don't think she needs nerfs. I just think that if, let's say, ORISA gets nerfed, or maybe depending on the map, you will be seeing like more D.Va gameplay than ORISA gameplay, because D.Va has the opportunity of just getting on high ground very easily on a short cooldown, and you can deny like a lot of abilities. D.Va is still pretty good, honestly. Like if you want to play D.Va in Season 10, I think you can still get a lot of value. Moving on, RAMATTRA. Okay, tricky. Honestly, RAMATTRA is pretty tricky. The reason why is he's not broken, doesn't need help. I don't know if I should put him in potential heroes or average heroes, because in GM games, I feel like MAUGA, like RAMATTRA is very similar to MAUGA. You need a team comp built completely around him to enable him, and just depends on some maps. Like for example, if you want to play on Nepal Sanctum, like the inside map, or you want to play on Lijiang Control Center, maybe you don't want to play ORISA comp, you want to play with RAMATTRA Rush comp, with Lucio, with MOIRA, with let's say with Mei, with Reaper, you can still cheese this and win against ORISA comps, against MAUGA comps, against any comps. But it depends on your team being coordinated. It's kind of like the equivalent of trying to play with a REINHARTT Rush team comp and everybody plays together. So I will actually put RAMATTRA over here in potential heroes that might surprise us. Maybe ORISA is going to be nerfed in the future. Maybe MAUGA is going to shoot up in the ratings. I don't think that MAUGA is average overall as a tank. It's just that he needs a little bit more help from the team. Ball is getting a rework in Season 10, and I will play it safe. I'm going to put Ball over here. Wildcard, not sure what to expect. If you remember, when I did my predictions in Season 9, I put Ball in S tier. Ball alongside with ZENYATTA, for me, they were in S tier, and they were meta for like 2 weeks, and then they weren't meta anymore because they got nerfed. I don't want to take the same risk right now, so I'm gonna put Ball over here in wildcard, because I don't know if this rework will be sufficient by Ball himself to make him like be played. I think that Ball's like one of the heroes that you can definitely make him work if you can find some cheeky strategies with heroes that need help to be in the meta. So like for example, you want to play Ball plus ZENYATTA. How important will that shield transfer be? Because if it's going to be super efficient to go in, get adaptive shields, or how you call them, roll back when your Zen needs help or your Ana needs help because they don't have mobility and they need help, they're going to be dived, maybe those 75 shields will actually be huge. So until we see Ball being played, I'm going to put him here. But with these changes, no matter what, I think he would be average. I don't think that he needs any buffs or like nerfs and stuff like that. Even with the rework, I think that he's going to be over here. But again, maybe we're going to see some strategies with him and Ball might actually be broken tank. Sigma. Moving on to Sigma. Broken heroes that will be very good. Sigma's getting a buff in Season 10. You can move your shield a little bit faster to a location. What this means is that, for example, let's say your Widowmaker needs a shield on the side. Boom, you shoot the shield over there. Maybe your Mercy wants to rest, and boom, you protect with the shield way faster. Or you see somebody off-angling, and you can punish the off-angle with your moving shield way faster than before. I think that Sigma at the moment is still an incredibly good tank. It depends on the team comp and on the playstyle. I don't know if I should put more tanks in the broken category. I'm gonna play it very safe, and I think I'm just gonna be keeping just one tank in the category, because I think that ORISA is definitely like the tank that is the strongest one in the game right now. Clearly, I will be putting Sigma over here. I think that Sigma on some maps is just incredibly good. You can play Sigma even against ORISA comps. view it like this. If the map has medium to long sightlines, even if you're gonna play against Orisa comps, you can definitely make a Sigma comp work. Why? Because Orisa, although she can rotate abilities to like take space in the team comps, with Orisa you can like rotate abilities to take space, Sigma comps excel at poke. So if you play Sigma plus BAP plus ZENYATTA, for example, or ILLARI or stuff like that, and you just poke consistently, then eventually, until Orisa reaches you, even though Orisa's gonna rotate abilities, their team comp will be very low HP. It depends a lot on how good the Sigma player plays. So if you have a Sigma, if you want to play Sigma against Orisa and you're gonna stay face to face, you will lose. But if you play long range and try to deny space and think more about playing further away from Orisa comps, you will get a lot of results out of Sigma, even on maps where you think that Sigma doesn't work, in my opinion. I think that Sigma is like still a really strong tank, and that if you're a Sigma specialist, I would say definitely put more resources, into him. Okay, moving on, ROADHOG. Here's that should be okay, not too strong, not weak. I'm gonna put ROADHOG in this category. I think that is fine. Maybe some of you are gonna go like, he needs help, needs buffs in order to work and stuff. I think ROADHOG is fine. It's just that right now, the play style is try to help your entire team and try to be everywhere as fast as you possibly can. Hog lacks mobility. Hog is very easy to understand his playstyle and stuff, and at the same time his playstyle is I either hold this corner or I walk and look for a hook. That is his playstyle. With Orisa you can do multiple things. For instance, you can anchor point, you can decide to go on the back line, you can do a lot of stuff, even though Orisa has more mobility than ROADHOG has. This being said, is ROADHOG okay to play? I think you can still make ROADHOG work, because his matchups against MAUGA, for example, or even against RAMATTRA, or even to an extent against Orisa, in my opinion, sometimes it can actually work. I've been having like a lot of Grandmaster Hogs in my games, and they do make the hero work, although, my goodness, it is so stressful to keep ROADHOG alive. But if you're good on ROADHOG and you know your hero, I think you can win some games with him. Okay, REINHARDT. REINHARDT's getting a pretty big buff on his Shattered. His range of the Shattered extends from 20 meters to 25 meters, so that's like a 25% increase in his Shattered distance, which will catch a lot of people off guard. For example, when I'm playing against the REINHARDT, I always try to bait him to shatter me. So like, I'm here, Ryan's here, so that when he shatters, I walk back when he starts the animation and I'm right at the edge of the shatter. I will not be able to do this anymore until I learn the new range. I don't know exactly in game what 25 meters means on maps. We have to wait and see how that's gonna go. And also his stun duration increased during Earth Shatter from 2.75 seconds to 3 seconds. Now, is this enough to make REINHARDT being played? No. I think the hero is going to go in the average category for me. I think that you'll just shoot the shield, spam him out, and that's it. If you want to play with REINHARDT, you need a Sim TP, you need Lucio speed boost, you need an entire team comp built around you. But then again, if you do that, why not just go with MAUGA comp or RAMATTRA comp overall? Plus, you might land the Shatter, but might not land it. Hard to like follow up on it sometimes. So yeah, no, I'm gonna put REINHARDT over here. Moving on, we have DOOMFIST. DOOMFIST, depending on how good you are, potential heroes that might surprise us. DOOMFIST is pretty good with the fact, I said a little bit earlier, it's either help your team as much as you can or be around everywhere. So I'm gonna put DOOMFIST over here. Potential heroes that might surprise us. We might be seeing a meta in which like DOOMFIST is just gonna like fly all over the map if Orisa's not gonna be played that much. I think that DOOMFIST comp can still work, you know, but you have to have at least a tracer that's gonna follow up on your dives. Mobility is the name of the game sometimes if you don't want to play close together with your team to find isolated targets and then go for them, and DOOMFIST just excels at that. Okay, moving on. We have WINSTON. WINSTON over here. Potential heroes that might surprise us. WINSTON is super good. Depends on how good the WINSTON player is. And I'm gonna give you a tip. If you hesitate with WINSTON right now, it's over. I'm sorry, I've been playing in GM with a lot of WINSTONs and they just go like, but what is happening? I communicate perfectly, I position perfectly, I do. That's the problem. You don't have to do things perfectly with WINSTON right now in Season 9 and in Season 10. You just have to go. You have to go, you have to trust, you have to, when you jump, maybe try and think of where you're gonna disengage and try to bait them around the corners so that your team can pop off. It's not about how perfectly you play, it's about how scuffed you make the team fights, in my opinion, to make sure that you create opportunities for your team. Because yes, it's very easy for you to like dive into the enemy team, but you either overextend or you play too passive. So if you're really good at WINSTON, try to be more decisive in Season 10 than in previous seasons. Go in, trust, ask for KIRIKO to TP with you, ask for Ana to like look for a grenade when you dive in, and you should be okay. If you're really good at Winston, in my opinion, you should be okay. But if you're sitting still somewhere and you're waiting for stuff to happen, that nothing's gonna happen. You're better off playing any other tank in this list, honestly. Okay, now Junker Queen. Junker Queen is actually getting a buff in Season 10, okay? Junker Queen is going from 90 HP to 190 HP. 90 damage to 105 damage on her axe. I think it's called Carnage. I'm gonna put Junker Queen over here. These are not in order, by the way, over here. But Junker Queen has potential. She might actually hope again in the meta. Supports that are super strong right now are Lucio, Kiri. I think these supports are still gonna be pretty strong right now. Pretty strong in Season 10. They synergize super well with Junker Queen. And we have been seeing like some Queen being played in OWCS from time to time. I think there's a team that plays with Queen and they did pretty well. I have not seen Queen being played that much in ranked, but that's just because it's so hard to get everybody coordinated to go in. But this buff should be okay for her overall. I think that Queen is actually pretty strong, more strong, like stronger than other people, than players think, to be honest. I really think that you can definitely make her work. It's just that these heroes are easier to get value out of them. So if you're good mechanically at Junker Queen and you know when to go in and you know how to synchronize with your shout and you can rotate your abilities pretty well, you're gonna be fine. So this is it for my list for tanks in Season 10, my predictions. Let's go with DPSs right now. Reaper. I predicted Reaper in Season 9 because of everybody being very tanky and the fact that you can activate DPS passive from any range because you can just do 1 damage and activate it, that Reaper is going to be super strong. And he kind of was, but again, he has weaknesses depending on the map and the team comp. If you want to cheese your way and get close to the enemies and do a lot of damage and do whatever, sure. Because of this, he would be in potential heroes that might surprise us. Now, this being said, the name of the game right now for DPSs, I feel like, is just poke until you find an opening and go in rather than hard commit. So I'm gonna put him in average. Yes, on some maps and in some team comps, you can definitely cheese your way. Just walk together, 3, 2, 1, try to burst the tank. Good joke because it's an ORISA. Okay, fine. I don't think you can flank that much. I think you gotta stay close to your team and everybody has to be coordinated. But my experiences in Season 9 is you have to poke before the fight, and Reaper can't quite poke before the fight to just to burst them pretty fast. So average for me. Tracer, she's getting some nerfs, okay? It's gonna be a little bit harder to land pulse bombs because the attach radius got smaller because it was buffed in Season 9 with all of the changes to projectiles and stuff. Right now it's gonna be a little bit harder to land pulse bombs. Good Tracers, my opinion, will not feel this nerf that much. But also, she received a 1 second increase in her recall from 12 to 13 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. Is this enough to make Tracer not playable? Hell no. Nope, she's broken. I'm sorry. Tracer is just broken. Tracer can force point. Tracer has insane 1v1 potential. Tracer has one of the fastest farming ultimates in the game. Tracer has also... It's just... No, I'm sorry. Tracer will still probably be... Tracer was the best DPS in Season 9. I think Tracer is going to be still the best DPS in Season 10. Yeah. She just does everything. Just does everything. And honestly, you know what's one very super underrated thing that I feel like it gets ignored a lot with Tracer compared with other DPSs? She is the DPS that should push the payload. You cannot do that with Widowmaker or with Ashe or with, I don't know, with Genji. Tracer pushing point is super good. Why you can't do that with other heroes is because you want to get in some positions to poke them, to hold some power positions, I would say, to just shoot, create angles, fine. Why Tracer doesn't need that? I'm just gonna triple dash and join the fight. Or let them come to us on payload, dash away, and then that's it, I joined the team. So, sorry, Tracer, absolutely broken. Here's that will be very good, broken. Moving on, Widowmaker. I did speculate at the beginning of Season 9 with the changes that we're going to be seeing Widowmaker being played quite a bit. We did see Widowmaker being played quite a bit because of how easy, because it got easier to land headshots with her. So, is this enough though? No, I'm on some maps, she's super strong. Okay, on some maps, she's super strong. She's definitely stronger than the first seasons of Overwatch. I think she's probably like at the strongest that she has ever been in Overwatch 2. But I'm going to play it safe again because this is not you can't pick Widowmaker on Samoa inside map, you know what I mean? Yes, if you're insane at Widow, you can kind of make her work everywhere, but let's be honest, if it's Samoa inside map or Lijiang Control Center inside map, close sight lines, you kind of don't want to have a Widowmaker in your team, no matter how great they are. So I'm gonna have to put Widow here. If Widowmaker, it depends on the map. If the map is good for her, like Circuit Royale or Junker Town, first point, sure, insane. But she's just map dependent. Just map dependent. And she's looking for one-shots. She's not looking for poke before the fights. Okay, moving on. We have Bastion. I don't know where to put Bastion. I'm a little bit worried. Not necessarily. No, that's not the word worried. I don't know where to put Bastion. Bastion's super good against like heroes, tanky heroes, because you can melt HP. The problem that we have though right now when I'm thinking about where to put Bastion is the fact that heroes that are being played are super good at denying damage. Orisa can spin, Orisa can fortify, Sigma can shield, Sigma can use his kinetic grasp, RAMATTRA can shield, RAMATTRA can right click. I think Bastion's more of a cheese pick. I feel that he actually needs some help, maybe? Yeah, it's pretty tricky. I was thinking about putting him in average heroes. I was really thinking about putting him in average heroes that should be okay, not too strong / not too weak. But in my opinion, it might be the fact that we got used to his playstyle. You know why? A couple of seasons ago, when we were playing against the Bastion, everybody was just walking in. Right now, what is happening is, okay, let's wait out Bastion for him. Or you don't even have to communicate that. The gameplay, that the power spike that he has is too clear. It is too clear. Honestly, if maybe when he goes in target form, he doesn't make a sound, it might be better. Or I don't know, he gets elimination, the cooldown gets refreshed or something. I don't know. I think he needs like a certain mechanic that allows you to not be so one-dimensional with how you're approaching team fights, because honestly, like, he's just in form, okay, get out. And if you're not getting out, okay, fine, I'm gonna spin, get out. This is how it is in GM. This being said, if you want to play Bastion and you feel like the enemies are not playing around your target for him, definitely he's really strong, you know, if that happens. But what I'm noticing is that we got used to Bastion's power spike, which is when he goes in target for him, kite that out, and then until he goes back again, that's your window of opportunity. Okay, moving on. PHARAH. She got a rework in Season 9. I did not know where to put her there, so I put her in wildcard, and I don't know where to put her now. I don't think that we have seen a lot of PHARAH being played. I think I still don't know what to expect from her, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know where to put her. Definitely not broken, definitely not potential, definitely not wildcard. My experience with her is that if you're really good on PHARAH, you can kind of get value, but then again, no, I will put PHARAH here. Not sure what to expect, because this is what I'm suspecting. Two things. Number one, PHARAH's new kit definitely needs some time to get used to how you can play around it. Even in high rating, I feel like. She has insane mobility, she has a lot of new combos. It's so hard to decide if she's really that strong or not, and I don't even know the team comps in which you can play with her. But, this being said, I suspect that on console, or maybe in silver, or in gold, I think that PHARAH being so mobile, it's gonna be pretty hard to actually keep track of where she is and what she's doing and stuff. Like, honestly, the fact that you can just move all around the map and zoom and stuff like that, it's so hard. It might also be, it was easier to just play the heroes that you already know, and when the core gameplay changed. So I don't know where to put her. I'm gonna put her here. Might need help. I just want to play it safe. Put it here in wildcard. That's it. Okay. Moving on. ASHE. Where do we put ASHE? Honestly, in this rhythm, maybe I'm not gonna have any potential. Like, here's that might surprise us. Where do we put ASHE? We have not seen ASHE being played that much. Average. Chat is saying average guy now. I'm thinking between. I don't think ASHE needs help. I think that if you're good at ASHE, you can get value out of ASHE pretty well. I'm gonna put ASHE in average. I don't think, like, she didn't get any huge buffs or like other heroes, her context didn't get like huge nerfs and stuff, I'm gonna have to put her in average, chat. I think that if you're absolutely insane at Ashe, just play some Ashe maybe. But the thing is that if you get dived, you will just like coach away and then you'll still be caught. Like the escape is not that strong. You can though play Ashe against RAMATTRA comps to a certain extent, with Sigma comps. You can kind of play Ashe against ORISA comps maybe, because you will be able to land a lot of TNTs and stuff. But then again, maybe increase her range might help her out a bit. Nah, I'm gonna put Ashe in average. Okay, moving on. Venture, new hero, wildcard. I'll play it safe, chat. I don't know where to put Venture. Here is why. I think that Venture has the potential of being an absolutely broken hero. The problem with Venture is that I feel like their skill ceiling, I think it's called, until we learn all the combos and find a good team comp for Venture, it's gonna take a couple of weeks. Until then, until we find their strongest team comp, I think Venture's gonna be average. But once we find an incredible team comp, as in, let's say, for example, ball goes for a slam, Venture goes underground, I don't know, Sombra just TPs in and follows up on Venture's dive and stuff, it's gonna be a broken team comp, chat, to play Venture again. Until then, though, until we learn Venture's strengths and weaknesses, wildcard for me. But I do think that we have the potential of seeing Venture shake up the meta. You know, underground, shaking the ground and stuff. So if you want to play Venture, just experiment a lot of team comps. I want to see a new meta. Honestly. We have poke, we have brawl, we have dive. Even though we're going to be seeing like roughly same team comps, like same styles and stuff, we might be seeing some cheeky ones. I don't know, maybe bubble Venture, maybe Sombra's invisible, ball goes from one side, Venture goes from right side, we all just collapse, the pincer team comp, I don't know, everybody from everywhere. I don't know, dude. We gotta come up with something. Hide and seek meta, maybe. Again, wildcard, not sure what to expect. Anyway, Soldier. This might be... Hear me out here. Soldier in GM would have a Widow, Ashe, Reaper, or a Soldier. Soldier for me is between potential or average. But I think he's higher than average. So I'm gonna put him. Should I put him here? Nah, I'm gonna put him here at the beginning of average. Nah, I made up my mind. No. I was comparing him to another DPS hero that I'm gonna be in my head that I'm going to be getting into a little bit later. No, I gotta have that DPS hero. I'm putting Soldier over here. So here's the thing with Soldier. Soldier brings okay poke before the fights. His ultimate is absolutely useless kind of an incredibly tanky meta. You can take angles, you can play by yourself. You're self-sufficient, you're fine. The problem with Soldier is that he doesn't finish. I know that sounds, but he doesn't finish. He just doesn't finish. What do I mean with this? Hear me out. Echo finishes with the E, with the zap. Cassidy finishes with a headshot. Sojourn finishes with the railgun. Soldier shoots, and then the Helix rocket is not that good of a finisher. You know what I mean? Like, Soldier just edges. No, so Soldier just does consistent damage, and somebody has to finish the kill. Somebody has to secure the kill. Maybe how easy it is to secure kills with Soldier is the issue that maybe I'm feeling like. I think that Soldier is fine. If you're good at Soldier, you're fine. You know, it's okay, right? You're not gonna be a liability. If you want to play Soldier, you can still get value out of Soldier in every rating and stuff. But you will see that they're gonna be one. They're gonna be 1 HP and they're gonna be like, somebody finished them because I can't, and you have one petite bullet trying to shoot them, but then it's too much, dude. You know what I mean? And making sure that you save your Helix rockets to secure kills, we're already dreaming about some scenarios, you know? Like sometimes you start with it, sometimes you used it before and stuff. I think he's okay though. I think he's pretty okay. Okay, potential heroes that might surprise us. I want to keep one hero in Broken. Okay, I want to keep one hero in Broken, but I'm gonna put Echo in. So I'm gonna put Echo in potential heroes that might surprise us. Why? Because Echo is super good. Why? Let's get into the reasons. With the changes to Season 9, everybody's HP increased, right? And also the projectile sizes increased and stuff like that. We did speculate at the beginning of Season 9 that Echo is going to be played a lot, and now we are in Season 10, Echo is played a lot. Some reasons. 1, she can poke from a safe distance and has no range damage fall off. And 2, her damage, her beam damage, is based upon percentage of HP. When everybody's tanky, you can just zap and they will die super fast. Number 3, the copy is kind of like a reset to your HP, and in a meta where you have a lot of HP and you can copy and have a lot of HP again and then have half of your HP back afterwards, those stack. This stuff just stacks overall. So I'm gonna have to put Echo in potential heroes that might surprise us. It's easier to land sticky bombs, it's easier to land left clicks. You do headshot damage with left clicks. I don't know why Echo does headshot damage with left clicks, I'll be honest with you. So if you want a DPS, and in my opinion, if you want to learn a DPS that can work in multiple team comps and is not that popular, I feel like, in pick rate overall. I think that Soldier and Cassidy are more popular, you know, overall, because the kit is like more straightforward. I think that Echo is one of the most complete DPSs in the game. Similar to how Sigma is one of the most complete tanks in the game, or Baptiste is one of the most complete supports in the game. Echo is absolutely insane. You have poke, you can play close range, you can play long range, you have a good finishing kill, you have a lot of burst damage, you have a lot of poke damage, your ultimate is insane. Incredible. Echo is just incredible. Sombra. Sombra actually got a nerf in this season. Sombra got a nerf. The virus from 100 damage, it does 90 damage. Pretty hard. The virus dot. Yeah, the virus dot. It's pretty hard. I don't think she needs help. I don't think she's broken. I'm between potential and average. I think that in some team comps, Sombra can work. The thing that lacks with Sombra is the fact that you cannot like translocate away. If you translocate, they're gonna chase you. But if you play Sombra more like Soldier 76, as in stay together, hack a lot of targets. For example, you can hack Sigma Flux. I think you can hack ORISA, right, in her ultimate. I might be wrong. You have a lot of hack targets. I really don't know why Sombra's not being played that much. It's probably because of the fact that you want to have like a lot of... Yes, you can. In ranked, Sombra doesn't work that much. In team play, sometimes, especially with the ball rework, with the shields and stuff, I'll actually put Sombra here. This might be like my first... the first thing that in the tier list you're going to be like, huh, what are you talking about? Hear me out. Ball being played means that probably Tracer comps will be played with Ball to engage, because Ball's going to be reworked, right? So we're going to be testing some stuff out. So maybe Ball goes in, Tracer 2, Sombra follows. Sombra's really good at isolating targets, pinging them, hacking them, and then you go and burst that target. Maybe it's going to be Ball and Venture being played. You know what I mean? I think that Sombra was pretty good in Season 9. I just think that other DPSs took the spotlight, other team comps took the spotlight, because Sombra doesn't have long-range poke. It's not like a SOJOURN, for example, or even a Cassidy. So you're not going to get advantage of this staying invisible. But you have a lot of advantages out of hacking targets. You can cancel ultimates with your right click. Seriously now. Against ORISA, against Sigma. It's just strong. It's just really strong. I think that Sombra has a lot of potential depending on how the meta will be. If the meta will roughly stay the same, she's going to be average. But again, with the heroes that are going to be played, I would definitely try to play more Sombra, honestly. But you have to play her more like in Soldier 76 mode to just farm EMP and look for a lot of really good hacks, or find isolated targets. I'm hacking, go for them. That's it. Sombra, give her a try. TORBJORN. Okay, this will be incredibly controversial, but I think that TORBJORN is absolutely broken. No. Average. I think Torb is fine. I don't think that Torb needs any help. I think that Torb is just Torb, honestly. I think that he's stronger than we expect. The turret applies the DPS passive. The ultimate is still pretty strong. It's just that... Hear me out. I think that if Torb's shots would be hit scan and they would do less damage, I think that Torb would be played a lot. But the fact that you spam and hope for something to happen is why he's not being played that much. He is incredibly good short range, right? Like if you get close to him, he has like a shotgun. His turret is pretty annoying to deal with in some team comps, right? His E makes him tanky and you stack HP, it's really good. His ultimate is super underrated. I know we're all making fun of his ultimate and stuff with his huge load, but honestly, his ultimate is so underrated, especially against team comps that everybody plays stacked together. That's like an area where you cannot fight. That is super good. But the fact that his damage is so inconsistent, as in his potential of securing kills with no matter how much aim training you have, makes him not being played that much. Because his range of efficiency is fine long distance, but it might happen. But the closer you get, it's certain. And if you get up close and personal, Reaper would do like a better job in that case, you know what I mean? So if Torb's shots would be hit scan, I don't think they're ever gonna do that. I think he actually might be hard meta. I'm gonna put him here over here though in average. And here's the trick. Okay, here's the trick. Here's the thing. If you're playing against dive team comps and you're dying a lot, or your backline is dying a lot, hear me out. So you're playing against WINSTON or against DOOMFIST with Lucio, KIRIKO, Ana, Brig, something like that, or Tracer, Sombra, hard dive, and you want to help your team and you don't know what DPS to go Torb. I'm not joking. Go Torbjorn. The turret helps a lot. You can protect your allies. It's very easy to stay next to them, and if they dive, you will do a lot of damage. You have good poke beforehand. Torbjorn is so underrated. I think that people should just try Torbjorn out a little bit more, especially if your team is not coordinated. If your team is not coordinated, Torbjorn, I think, works really well. Sojourn. I'd put Sojourn in broken heroes. I'm gonna put Sojourn over here though. Maybe after Echo. Sojourn has mobility. Sojourn can finish targets long range. Sojourn is Sojourn. I'm sorry. Sojourn is... It's just Sojourn. Like literally. Since the release of Overwatch 2, Sojourn's kit is so good. Sojourn's good close range. Sojourn's good mid range. Sojourn's good long range. Sojourn's ultimate is fine. It's better than Visor. It's better than High Noon. Why? Because you have kill potential. You can finish kills. You have good poke and then you have a strong finish. That is literally what we talked about a little bit earlier with Soldier. You have better mobility than Soldier. You can take high ground very easily. And literally, the fact that you can just finish kills, hit scan from a pretty long distance is super important right now. Because if you watch a lot of games right now and how they go, it's kind of like, bump. You know what I mean? Before, when you had like way more one-shot combos in the game, like you could go like, bam, bam, they're dead. You know, in Season 8 or Season 7, sure, maybe other heroes were probably... could have been better. But right now, the name of the game is kind of like, poke, 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 finish. Sojourn just finishes this. Sojourn just has a very strong finishing ability. Okay, Hanzo. Yeah, honestly, Hanzo needs help. I'm not seeing Hanzo. I'm not winning games with Hanzo. The only games I'm maybe winning with Hanzo is if the enemy team has a DC. If Hanzo needs help. 240 damage on headshot. I don't know if he should get his headshot back. I don't know if he should have a double, triple dash. I don't know what he needs to have. I think that Hanzo just needs some help, honestly. Like, what does he bring to the team? Every other hero has better poke. He just brings mini wallhack with his Sonic Arrow. His tank burst capabilities, Torbjorn is better at that, for example. I don't know if he needs the headshot back, but I don't know what else to buff for him, too. You know? I don't know, dude. I really don't know what he needs. I would not bring the headshot back. I would not buff his E either. I would not buff his wallhack, but what else can he do? He needs a sword. Maybe he needs another ability. Maybe he needs another ability. I don't know. He needs some help though. He needs some buffs. Okay, SYMMETRA. I'm gonna put Sim over here. I think that Sim can work. I think that Sim is okay. I don't think that Sim needs any buffs. She needs like some help with the team, as in everybody has to like play around her and stuff. I think that the ultimate is super strong. The teleporter is also super strong. It's just that by yourself, if you play the game by yourself, you're not gonna get a lot of value. If you play around, if your tank plays around you, then you'll have a good game. Does that make sense? If your tank completely ignores you, you will not have a good time with Sim, right? The fact that you can use the TPs, okay, set up plays. The fact that you can just, the targets are fine. The wind up damage on left click, maybe a small buff there. I don't know. Whenever I see a SYMMETRA, I'm like, I don't ever think that the game's gonna be easy. And the ultimate is super annoying as a support to play against SYMMETRA. But I'm noticing something. I think that you have to play. Your tank at least has to play with you. If you play by yourself, you're not gonna be getting like a lot of value. At least one teammate has to synergize with you. Moving on, CASSIDY and potential heroes. Cassidy is a bit of a surprise. I think Cassidy is a little bit of a surprise over here. But then again, I mean, he's hit scan, he has high burst damage up close, and everybody got buffed HP. So the longer Cassidy can stay alive in fights, the more damage he can do. The nade is pretty annoying, but that's not the highlight of his kit. It's just the fact that he has high burst damage, hit scan, which hit scan means if you have really good aim, you will land the shots. Cassidy's okay. Cassidy works in a lot of team comps. And there's one other thing. You know what I'm noticing? In GM this is. High Noon is used not as an ultimate. I mean, it is used as an ultimate, but not in the way of like securing kills or saving teammates. It's all about forcing cooldowns and taking positions. So when you High Noon, you don't High Noon to go for kills. You High Noon to make the enemies go into a small corner or use cooldowns to get into that small corner, or else you're gonna die. So whenever you're playing Cassidy and use your ultimate, try to think, do we have enough space? No, I'm pressing Q. Let's make space. You kind of become like a mini tank. And of course, you can always just use it as a reload, so you have a free reload there. Cassidy's pretty good guy now, honestly. Okay, Junkrat. I think Junkrat needs some buffs. I know. Junkrat's my kryptonite. I can't play against Junkrat. I always get called by Junkrat. I think that... I think Junkrat needs some buffs. I don't know what you're gonna buff from him. I think there's a combo to get like a one-shot, but you have to melee in and stuff. No, the betrayal. No, I know, chat. I know. I'm not seeing Junkrat at all. And whenever I'm seeing Junkrat, he just feels like very underwhelming. It's similar to like seeing like a Bastion or like a HANZO, honestly. Shouldn't that mean that he doesn't need buffs if you always get rolled by him? I mean, then again, I would not like Junkrat to be buffed. But objectively speaking, whenever I see Junkrat, it's harder to get value out of your Riptire because you're gonna detonate it pretty far away from the enemies, because you can't like do it point blank to do a lot of damage. I don't know what you're gonna change for him though. I really don't know. I really don't know. Maybe he's just the victim of like a lot of heroes being incredibly tanky and he's not that scary overall. And I don't think that a Junkrat meta would be very fun. But again, chat, for me personally, objectively speaking, I think that whenever I see a Junkrat in my team or in the enemy team, even though they're Junkrat specialist, the game's gonna be pretty hard. It might be that he's okay, but I think that Torb or Sim are like way better than Junk in this case. Okay, Mei. 2 more DPSs to go. Mei. Mei is tricky. Where may I put Mei? Not broken, doesn't need help, not wildcard. I'm between average heroes and potential heroes. I don't know. I don't know where to put Mei and where to put Genji. But if I'd have to put them compared to the other DPSs in average... Nah, I'm putting Mei here. No, I'm sorry. I think I'm going to be putting Mei here. I'm putting Mei in average heroes. I think she's probably stronger. She can like work in potential heroes and stuff. I think she's average though overall, because at the end of the day, yes, you do have a lot of damage, but you do need like your team to follow up on the targets that you're walling. And with everybody being tankier, they have more time usually to escape from the walls that you're putting there. She can do everything. She is really good overall. I think that she has potential. I think that in some team comps you can see this. But based on what happened in Season 9, I was expecting to see way more Mei being played. I don't know if like the general consensus, at least in GM, is that Mei comps are hard to make work compared to other heroes that are like probably like more straightforward with what you have to do, you know, with them like the team comps and stuff. I still think Mei is pretty good. But again, the thing that I'm noticing is the fact that if you use your wall or even your ultimate to a certain extent, because you're tankier, you will probably survive over here. It may work, it may not. Yeah, if this would be Season 9, I would put Mei here as I did before. I still think that Mei has insane potential, same as I think that TORBJORN comps, or maybe even more Sim comps, have insane potential. But for whatever reason, from what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing like a lot of Mei being played. May work, may not. Maybe it's just like that the wall is like just too easy to break. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe the wall is too easy to break right now. I don't know. But please don't buff Mei. Please don't buff Mei. Please. I think her kid is like super strong. Kind of like how Diva's is. Okay, and Genji. Genji, the final DPS hero over here on this list. Where do I put Genji? Genji doesn't need help. No. Before we dive in, the Genji does not need help. Genji is not broken. Genji is between potential heroes and average heroes. I would probably put Genji somewhere over here. I think Genji is average. I think that actually the blade buff that he got in season 9 was pretty okay. But wait a minute. I am not considering something. I'm not considering Venture being added to the game. Or like the ball rework. No, I'm keeping it safe. I already put Sombra over here. I don't want people to go like, Mr. Streamer, restart. No. I'm keeping Genji here. This is gonna be safe, chat. I think that Genji is good. Genji can control off angles really well. Obviously, insane mobility. You play, you poke, and then like look for a pick and go in. Blade buff was actually pretty sweet. I feel like the fact that he can swing faster helped him out a lot. But I do think that probably Echo is more value than Genji is, even if we would see like a full dive meta with, let's say, with Ball, Tracer, or like instead of Tracer, Sombra or Venture or stuff like that. I think that Genji is just like average overall. Depends on how good you are on the hero. You can still make him work. And yeah, that's about it with my DPS tier list. Moving on, we have supports. Let's start with Ana. Hear me out. Let's start with Ana. So, I'm thinking about putting Ana between average, heroes that should be okay, not too strong / weak, or heroes that need help, need buffs to work. I really want to put Ana here. I don't think, like, this has been Ana's season, Ana has been Ana's worst season. I really want to do it. But I'm going to put Ana over here in average. Again, chat, I'm a little bit biased with Ana. Hear me out. I'm a little bit biased with Ana because like I play a lot of Ana throughout the time. Ana's like my main hero. I'm putting Ana in average. I think that you can, to a certain extent, play Ana brick team compositions on some maps with a good Winston. You can make it work. I've been seeing some teams in OWCS do it. I think you can make it work. This being said, she would be somewhere over here. Does she need help? Yes, she needs help. She's average, but yes, she needs help. She needs buffs. She needs +5 healing or damage, extra bullets in the magazine, or maybe a faster reload time, or a jetpack, or something like that. But with the addition of Venture to the game, with Ball's rework with the shields and stuff, maybe Ball coming back and shielding you in Ana Brick Team Comp would be okay. Maybe it would be okay. After 1 or 2 weeks, I might revise this tier list and see how heroes are going to be played and stuff. So far, I'm going to put Ana in average heroes. But if nothing changes playstyle-wise with the heroes that are being played, like it's still going to be ORISA non-stop with Tracer and stuff like that, then she will need help. Right now, I'm putting her in average though. This has been Ana's worst season in Season 9. I don't think anything's going to change in Season 10. She needs some help, but let's give it a week or two, see how strong she will be, see how playable she will be with the ball rework. Maybe lower cooldowns can work too. Pretty hard for me. I should have made another category and just put Ana here, to be honest. I should have made another category and just put Ana here. But maybe the ball rework plus 75 shields would be enough. Okay, moving on. Brig. I'm thinking about Brig. Potential heroes that might surprise us. I'm putting Brig here, honestly. I'm putting Brig here for the same reason. Average heroes that might surprise us. I think that right now, if you want to walk in and brawl, same as Reaper, overall, like you want to just walk in and do a lot of damage, sure, Brig is still pretty good like against dive. Obviously, Brig will always be able to bodyguard. I feel like her packs work really well in some team comps. It's just that I don't see a reason to play Brig over like some of the supports I'm going to be putting over here in some combinations a little bit later. Ball is super good like in some ball metas as well. This is both these heroes being put in average is very safe, I would say, prediction wise. Brig might hop into potential heroes that might surprise us because they synergize, like Brig synergizes really well with ball comps. And Ana might drop over here and like needs help. Let's just wait and see. I don't think that if you pick Brig, you will be winning a lot. you have to be really good at Brig right now because you will probably be poked out, and if you get close to them and they start brawling, you might not even excel in that brawl and you're just gonna die. Like Orisa's just gonna walk at you, dead. Brahma's gonna walk at you, dead. You're dead. You're dead. But if they dive you and dive becomes strong, then Brig will be here overall. Does she need buffs though? I don't think she does. Lucio. Lucio is receiving some nerfs in season 10. Lucio is receiving some nerfs in season 10. Some nerfs and buffs. He's gonna do less damage with his left click. Overall, I think less 16 less DPS per chamber. I don't know the exact numbers and stuff. Minus 2 damage, I think, and plus 10 damage on the boop. Something like that. Minus 10% damage. There you go. Will this actually like make Lucio not be playable and stuff? No. I'm sorry, Lucio is still broken in this meta. Speed boost is just broken. I know I wanted to keep just one hero in this, but I'm in the broken tier list that they're gonna be putting 2. Lucio, my opinion, in GM is still broken. Lucio is just insane. The fact that you have speed boost is one of the most important abilities in the game. The fact that you can isolate targets with your boop is gonna be even stronger right now. Yes, you'll farm your ultimate a little bit less, but I mean, come on now. Fine, you don't have your ultimate. Okay, guys, let's just speed boost out. Let's just survive a little bit, and then I'm gonna use my ultimate. I don't know. I think for me, at least, the way I'm seeing the game and like the meta in my experiences in my games, I think that Lucio is still gonna be pretty broken, chat. Honestly, must pick in most team comps. And hear me out. If Lucio would not be must pick, then other heroes might be played. So I'm gonna have to put him over here. Moving on, Baptiste. Sigma got some buffs. I think Bop is okay. I think Bop is okay in a lot of team comps. Bop's primary weakness is the fact that he can get dived pretty easily, right? But with the right team comp, the right map, the right approach, you can definitely make Baptiste work. I don't think that he's like the strongest support right now, but he's definitely like way better than Ana and Brig at this moment. He has a lot of damage. The fact that he can like AoE heal his teammates is super important. I love one thing that I'm noticing in this very tanky meta is the fact that I am doing way more direct hits than before. I think that the fact that you can decide if you want to splash your nade to do 50 healing or go for a direct hit onto your tank, for example, to do 70 healing is super cool. He's just good overall. I think that he's just good overall. Okay, now moving on. I think that Kiriko is probably a hero that needs a lot of help over here. I'm kidding. Kiriko is absolutely broken. Now, Kiriko is really strong. And the reason why Kiriko is really strong, she's broken, same with Lucio, is because she has mobility and the ultimate is super good at securing points. If you use your ultimate right before the objective on the point, or right before you want to cap the point, you know, like, use your ultimate to secure objectives. Not to secure space, as you sometimes can do it with window. Secure objectives. Then you will win a lot. The primary playstyle change that I've seen in Kiriko is from before season 9, like when we saw a lot of increases to the HP pool and stuff like that. The thing that I saw primarily is the fact that definitely your kill potential is lower. If your kill potential is lower, it means that your Suzu management and your ultimate management and your off-angling management with your right-clicking management matters way more than landing kunai. If you're gonna be watching like a lot of games and stuff, you're gonna be seeing that Kiriko gameplay point of view is mostly just right-clicking until you get your ultimate. If you're smart with your Suzu management and smart with your ultimate management, you will win a ton of games. So my tip for you if you want to play Kiriko is, of course, go and contest, go and spam, create off angles, go for duels, whatever. But your ultimate is the name of the game. Her ultimate is just so strong. Ult is just so strong. Ultimate plus the fact that you can escape. Mobility. Be everywhere. Really strong. Okay, moving on. We have Lifeweaver. And Lifeweaver actually got some pretty huge buffs. And pretty huge buffs. I think he has plus 10 healing on his rejuvenating dash. So like when he uses his shift, he gets 60 healing instead of 50. Might be wrong about the numbers. And also the Tree of Life pulsates. Whatever. Boom, boom, boom. For 90 healing instead of 75 healing. For pulse. Now, I've learned my lesson. I've learned my lesson throughout time. This is LifeWeaver buff number 102, I think. So, they increased the healing yet again. I think that he needs help. I'm sorry. I know. I want LifeWeaver meta. I'm serious. I really want the LifeWeaver meta. I really want the LifeWeaver meta. I want to see a lot of pulls. I want to see the pedal platforms. I want to see the trees. I want to see whatever. But I don't think that LifeWeaver is gonna be meta if we just increase the healing. Honestly. So, was there a problem with his shift when you dive him that uses shift and he dies? No. Fine, plus 10 healing, but he wasn't dying anyway. Like one shift. And the ultimate, okay, sure, but you can destroy the tree. The tree doesn't do anything to the enemy. I'm not even a rapper. Honestly, I think that until they give LifeWeaver something in his kit that he can do to the enemies, I don't think that he's gonna be played. It's either that or insane value out of your abilities because the numbers are insane. What are you talking about, ML? I'm talking on one left click he does 200 healing. Would he be played? Yes. I'm talking pedal platform is on a 3-second cooldown. Would he be played? Yes. I'm talking about pull would be on a 2-second cooldown. Would he be played? Yes. Is that what they should do? No. They should not do that. No way, they should not decrease. No. But see what I mean? Like if you decrease the numbers like that or increase them and stuff just to make his value of just healing and that's it, sure, he'll be played. It's either that or just give him something to do to the enemies. Just my 2 cents. Mercy. Mercy's getting the mythic skin in season 10. And in my opinion, I think that Mercy needs some help. I think that Mercy needs some help. I think that Mercy needs some buffs coming up. You're gonna be like, but Mystic Stream, like, what are you talking about? Bro. No, I don't know what you can give her. I don't know if the way to go is to give her more mobility. I don't know if faster rule charge. I don't know if... I really don't know what you can give Mercy, to be honest. Maybe it's just a direct consequence of the fact that right now, AoE... healing and mobility is the way to go, and the only way like Mercy has AoE is just doing her ultimate. Maybe I'm just throwing this out there. Maybe something to do with her ultimate. Maybe decrease the ultimate cost. That might matter a lot. Not to mention the fact that it's harder to pocket a target now because again, like the DPS passive will kick in and you're gonna heal them, but you're not gonna be healing them to all of the damage. Would I want them to buff Mercy healing? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm thinking about maybe the ultimate. Maybe that's the thing. Decrease the ultimate cost equals more ultimate AoE healing. And I don't think that Mercy's ultimate is like that impactful as, for example, Kitsune Gash is. But then again, how are you going to catch the Mercy in the sky? It's so complicated. It is so complicated. But I do think that she needs some buffs. I don't know. Maybe... I don't know. There are a lot of ideas out there. Maybe double pistol in Valkyrie. Maybe give Mercy a resource meter. Maybe you have a damage boost meter. If you damage boost for 1 second, you do 10% damage boost. But if you damage boost, the more you damage boost, the less damage boost you do. Maybe if you damage boost at the right time, you get increased damage boost potential, so you can like synchronize stuff. But then again, I don't know if I would want like another resource meter in Overwatch. But I mean, there are a lot of resource meters in Overwatch, you know? One thing's for sure though, I think her mobility is fine. I don't know. Her mobility is fine. I don't know what you would buff about her, to be honest. There are a lot of ideas out there, and I want to see them like try to experiment, but please stop changing her mobility and stuff. Okay, moving on, Illari. Illari. Tricky. I'm noticing with support something. It might be because I play mostly support. I want to put like some heroes somewhere in between the tier lists. I would put Ana somewhere over here, definitely, and I would put Illari somewhere over here. Now, I don't know if I want to put Illari in potential heroes that might surprise us because she gets like a small buff. She does 115 healing with her right click per second rather than 105 I mean, so plus 10 healing, sure. And I don't think she needed that. I think she needed like an increased range in her healing beam or maybe a pylon change. And her left click rhythm is a little bit messed up right now because it got nerfed. Not as weak as it was before, but halfway through the change that they did initially, that they did like in season 9, I think. What this means is that still she's going to do single target, off angling, try to look for picks. I'm gonna put Illari here. I'm gonna put Illari here in average heroes. Like, these heroes in general, chat, just as a heads up, but definitely somewhere over here. These heroes in general are heroes that if you're really good at them, you can probably make them work to a certain extent. Illari, in my opinion, needs probably more range damage fall off, as in like you do more damage from, you do the same amount of damage from like a longer distance, maybe, kind of like the problem that Cassidy had for a pretty long time. Or maybe the pylon needs to be changed a little bit, although I would not be a fan of them changing the pylon, because you got to be able to destroy the pylon too, but maybe work on the cooldown for it, or like how much, maybe if you do 50% damage of the pylon, then you cannot reposition it and you get penalized for it. Because at the same time, getting 1 damage on the pylon by you just misplacing it a little bit and you get punished too much for it. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what I gotta work on. If you just do half the damage to the pylon, you can still reposition it. So you can like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe that would actually make her gameplay like more fluid and stuff. Maybe increase the range of a right click so that you're not forced to, if you want to play close together with your team and just right click and heal your team, okay, buddy, I'm gonna go BUP. I'm gonna go, I don't know, other heroes. I'm gonna go MOIRA, fine. I'm gonna do AoE psh, everywhere. I'm not gonna with a right click. I'm still gonna play on the side, but if I play on the side, I have to get close to you to heal you. So give me more range, maybe. I don't know, there are a lot of changes. But still, I would put Illari somewhere over here. Let's just put it here at the top of average heroes. Let me move Brig over here. Okay, moving on. Potential heroes that might surprise us. MOIRA. We have MOIRA and ZENYATTA. They're the only ones to go. MOIRA got a nerf. Got a nerf and a buff. I think, from what I remember, better said, from what I remember, she does the same amount of damage on a right click as she did in Season 9. Yeah, in Season 8, I mean, like this, I don't know the exact DPS, but the DPS lowered by like 5 or something like that. And her self-healing got increased by 5 in Coalescence. I mean, okay, changes came in. I don't think they should have nerfed the damage. I think that playing MOIRA as an alternative to Kiriko is okay. You know, especially if you're playing against like Tracer, you enforce Tracer away. I think MOIRA is completely fine at doing that. Otherwise, Tracer is just gonna like take control over the whole lobby and stuff. This being said, MOIRA does something absolutely incredible overall. MOIRA provides a ton of AoE healing. LIFEWEAVER provides a ton of single target healing in a pretty long time. MOIRA does it very fast. MOIRA stays alive a lot. You can do some cheeky plays. You can find isolated targets sometimes and do some right click damage. I'm putting MOIRA here. I'm putting MOIRA here. You know, I want to put MOIRA here in potential heroes that might still surprise us. I might be a little bit biased with this, but I personally find a lot of value out of MOIRA in some team comps if your team is not that coordinated in 3, 2, 1, let's go for them, let's do whatever, because a lot of damage that comes in, MOIRA can just deny that with a lot of healing. If you're really good at her, you will not remain without resources. She's one of the only supports in the game that can actually keep your team alive. Right now, throughout time, like in team fights, it's kind of like support POV right now. I'm not kidding. Support POV is this right now in Season 9. I think it's going to be the same in Season 10. He's off HP. He's a quarter. Oh, he died. Like, seriously, that is how the gameplay is. I'm not kidding. It's like you're landing everything. You're cooldown managing everything. You're doing everything that you can. They just die. You know, and that is because they haven't increased the healing, they increased the HP. And with good resource management, you'll be fine with MOIRA. That's the thing. But MOIRA has something that Illari, Brig, and Ana don't have, my opinion. An insane escape. Because yes, you can do whatever with Ana, you can heal, you can do whatever, but then if they decide to go for you, you're dead. With MOIRA, if they go for you, you can fade. You can fade, you can use the healing orb on you for a lot of burst healing. I think that MOIRA overall has potential, might still surprise us. I think MOIRA is going to be pretty good in some team comps. One thing that MOIRA lacks, though, and Baptiste brings, is the fact that MOIRA lacks pre-damage poke. Damage orb is fine, but it's not Baptiste bullets, let's be honest. Pre-damage poke, not that good overall. But if your team wants to play fast and execute strategies fast, surely. Perfect. And finally, ZENYATTA. At the beginning of Season 9, ZENYATTA, I put him in S tier. He was played a lot, and then he got nerfed. I will be doing the following thing. Wildcard. No, I'm putting him in wildcard. You're gonna be like, what? What are you talking about? What are you saying? Hear me out for a second, okay? Please. Remember season 9. I said Zen and Ball are gonna be played. I said Zen and Ball are gonna be played because they're insane synergy, and you might be seeing some team comps with them. They were played, and then they got nerfed, and now they're not played again anymore. But Ball got a rework. Venture's in the game, which means maybe more team comps. Which means maybe more synergy, Ball, Venture, Sombra. Trace is still being played. Maybe. One of the reasons why ZENYATTA, in my opinion, is not played that much is because if you get to him, he's dead. Right? One of the reasons why he was played a lot is because he had HP. They nerfed the HP. What does Ball rework do? Give him HP. It does 75 HP per shield. I'm gonna be putting Zen in the wildcard over here just in Ball comps. Or maybe in Sigma Baptiste long range spam comps he can work. Will he be hard meta in every map everywhere? No. Will there be some potential team compositions in which he might be over here like the best support on, let's say, I don't know, Psychic Real for his point? Yes. But just playing it safe over here with the wildcard because not sure what to expect, I'm gonna put ZENYATTA over here. Will he be hard meta again to summarize? No. Will he be... Can he surprise us in some cheeky team comps? Maybe. If I'd have to put him over here overall, like, and he doesn't work in any team comps though, I'd put him in average. Depends on how good you are with the hero and on what part of the map you're gonna be playing, but let's just put it over here and see what's gonna happen.
Hey, I'm Olaf. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to subscribe. Meow.